Hi there, this is Harry and welcome back to Advanced English Lessons with Harry, where I try to help you to get a better understanding of the English language. And in this particular lesson, we're going to look at your favorite prepositions. Oh yes, prepositions, the one area that causes greatest confusion. Let's talk about prepositions of place, okay? So when we're talking about a preposition of place, we are using these three prepositions mostly: at, on, in, at, on, in, prepositions of place. We use at to describe the exact location. Where are you? At home, at a party, at the train station, at the top of the page, at the bottom, at the end, or I'm at a wedding, a concert, at a meeting, or I'm at a particular address like 20 Burton Road or 20 Peyton Place. Okay, so that's preposition of place with at. And when we use in, it's to talk about somewhere, a larger space. I'm in France on a holiday. I'm in a market or in a supermarket. I'm in a box, or something's in a box, or you'll find it in a book. Okay, so larger spaces. And then we use on to talk about somewhere on a surface or on a line. For example, something could be on the table, on the ground, on the roof, on page 34 of your textbook, on the Champs-Élysées, on a particular street, or indeed on the fourth floor of the building where perhaps you live on the fourth floor. Okay? Now, there are some exceptions. We can say I'm on a train or I'm on a bus or a plane, but I'm never on a car. I'm always in a or the car. Okay? So, unfortunately, that rule just goes out the window and you have to really, really be careful. But you just cannot say I'm on a car unless you're sitting on the roof. It's a bit crazy. So you're on a bus, on a plane, on a boat, on a train, wherever it might be, but you're always going to be in a car. In other forms of transport, you're going to be on a bike or on a motorbike, on a skateboard, sitting on a horse. Okay? So you can be on those also, but not in them, okay, except for the car. There are also other exceptions, okay, so we can use at or in when we talk about buildings, but the meaning can be different. For example, I can't talk now, I'm at the cinema. So that means I'm there at the moment and I'm watching a movie. I'm waiting for Adam in the cinema, and that means you're inside the building, either at the foyer or perhaps you've even taken your seat. So in both cases, you're talking about the same building, the cinema. So we can say I'm at the cinema now, but I'm waiting for Adam in the cinema. Now, if you said you were waiting for Adam at the cinema, it would probably mean that you're waiting for him outside and then you'll go in together. Okay? She's at the beach for the afternoon with the family. So there's a geographic location about that. She's at the beach. But she likes sunbathing, not at the beach. She likes sunbathing on the beach, lying on a towel on the sand. Okay, so that's an action. Okay, so just be careful again. There are always exceptions to our rules. Now, if we talk about prepositions of movement, okay, so prepositions of movement can include many different prepositions like to, or in, or into, off, out of, down, over, under, through, around, and across. Let me give you some examples. It's raining, let's go into the house. The cat jumped off the table. Can you take the washing out of the washing machine? The staircase leads onto the roof terrace, or the terrace on the roof, whichever way you would like to put that. Okay, so it's raining, let's go into the house. The cat jumped off the table. Can you take the washing out of the washing machine? And the staircase leads on to the roof terrace. Okay? Now, we always want to, and I'm always asked to explain the difference between on and onto and in and into. So let me try to explain them with these examples. Into will always suggest there's a movement you're going to enter inside. I'm going into the room now. I'm going into the building now. So it's either into a place or some system. She walked into the room. The action from outside going into the room, and then when you're actually there, then we use in. So we use in when you're already inside that particular place, the room or the building, whatever it might be. I'm sitting in the room now. It's not about movement. I'm sitting in the room now. Onto also suggests movement, okay? So, for example, he stepped onto the platform. He stepped onto the weighing scales. I climbed onto the roof. So there's an action there going from one place to the other. He stepped onto the platform. He stepped onto the weighing scales. He climbed onto the roof. And we use on when something is already in place, like the pen is on the table, my laptop is on the table. So there's no movement in those situations. And as always, if you like this particular lesson, then please like the video. And if you can, please subscribe to the channel because it really, really helps. Okay, so then let's look at preposition of time, okay? So often use at to introduce time. I will meet you at 3 o'clock. The library closes at 6 o'clock. And we can use at when we talk about special times of the year, at New Year, or meals, at breakfast, at dinner, at lunch. And when we talk about parts of the day, we use in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I'll be there in only 2 days. Don't worry, I'll see you in a couple of days. I'll be there in 2 days. And then we're talking about months, season, years, and centuries. Again, it's in. So any long period of time, it's, for example, in April. Season, in winter. Year, in 2002. In the last century. All in. And we use to when we want to introduce days and dates, for example. So on Wednesday, okay? On Wednesday, I will meet you. Yeah, I will be in the office on Tuesday. I left work on Friday. So anytime we're talking about days or we want to introduce days or dates, use on. What day is your birthday? Oh, it's on Monday this year. Or if you want to be specific, oh, my birthday's on the 5th of July or the 5th of November. What are you doing on your birthday on that particular day? So use on when we're introducing or talking about days and dates. Now, there can be some prepositions that people consider to be a little bit confusing. Two of them, the most confusing, are across and over. We can go across the river. We can go over the river. We can walk across the bridge. We can walk over the bridge. The meaning is exactly the same. However, we use over and not across to mean on. Okay, for example, the prisoner escaped by climbing over the roof, not across the roof. The horse jumped over the fence, not across the fence. And when we're talking about above and below, they have some confusion as well. So we use above and below when one thing is not directly over or under another. Yeah. He said something to the man below him. Yeah. Not under him. And we use over and under when one thing is covered by another. For example, the kitten is hiding under the bed. He's not below the bed, he's under the bed. And we can also use below when we're talking about measurements, particularly temperature and height. You know, for example, temperatures can drop below 0. Okay, so we're always talking about that below 0 or above 0. Yeah, so below 0. Over and under can also be used when we're talking about speed of driving cars, people's ages, prices. Okay, you have to be over 18 to join the club. A minor is defined as a person who is under the age of 16. If you drive over the speed limit that is set, you will be fined or you'll get 3 penalty points on your license. Okay, so over and under when we're talking about speeds, ages, prices. Another preposition that people have confusion with is until. Okay, and we use until to talk about activities or states that continue up to a particular time. Let me give you an example. My sister lived at home until the day she got married. Yeah? Or my sister lived at home until my father told her it was time to get her own place. And if we use the preposition by, we use about activities that happen before or at a particular time. I'll definitely be home by 8 o'clock. I need to have this work done by Friday. The boss has given me until the end of the month, so I need to complete it by the 30th of the month. Okay, so by. All right, let's see how well you understand prepositions. I've got a short quiz for you. You'll see a sentence with a missing preposition, and you have just a few seconds to choose the correct one before time runs out. Keep track of your score and let me know how you did at the end. Okay, so prepositions, as I said, can be really, really confusing. Very, very small words. And people will always understand you if you make a mistake. Don't worry about that so much, but try and practice them to make sure you get the right preposition with the right word in the right situation at the right time. Okay, as always, I really appreciate you watching and listening. And if you need any more help, you can contact me on www.englishlessonviaskype.com. Always happy to take on board your suggestions. So remember, join me for the next lesson.